Hey, welcome back to the Derp channel. Thank you for coming back to this. I've been meaning to do this for a while now. This is my typical EDC, trying to do a pocket dump. This one's for the end of the year for 2026. What I typically would do on a just my normal wear. That's why it's called EDC. From the kind of like from the neck down, what I got going on. So I have a few pens and I have headphones. My most favorite carrier is this Nikkor Tip 2. I had the Tip 1 for years before, and then they upgraded it to 2. And so it's kind of like my go-to flashlight. It's quick and easy. It's always right there. I don't have to reach into a pocket. It's just on my neck. I had a magnet disconnect at first, so I can just kind of like grab it, turn it on in one motion, and then boom, I can use my flashlight. Turns out, not a very good implementation of that. So what I ended up doing is changing the still kind of like a magnet, but it's like a magnet plus slide. So it adds one extra step, kind of like a 2FA for removing your flashlight. So that way if you're carrying something, if anything kind of like rubs against it, it won't fall off, not easily. So you gotta kind of like, you do two hands and you slide it and then boom, there you go. And I don't know how many times I'm like, as you're fixing something. So, another thing that a lot of reviewers don't actually mention that I'll mention right today is that it has a light that starts blinking. And for me, it's important so that way as I'm going throughout my day, if I'm using it a lot, I'll start seeing a blinking light coming from here, and that'll let me know that, hey, I should put it back on the charger, which is usually about every day and a half, 2 days, whatever, because it holds the charge for a long time. But I'm also using it every day. Let me go into maybe my headphones. So instead of having an earbud that can potentially fall out, I usually do this so that way I can just kind of like pop it in, throw one in one ear, I can watch videos, I can listen to music in the background and stuff like that. And then I don't have to worry about losing my headphones because they're right there. And at my other job, Domino's, I have a collar that I can just kind of like hide the headphones so you don't even see the headphones at all. And then because I work at Domino's, I have just a pen for signing receipts. And then I have two other pens. This one's more like a marker pen, so I'm writing my deliveries, I can use that. And then this one's a little more fine tip. So plus I have backup, so it's good to have extra pens. Plus with the marker pen, I'm constantly just writing notes on myself. And it just comes off, really easy. It doesn't really stay on there too much, but it's great for reminders. You'll be like, oh, I get milk or eggs or whatever it is, or any kind of notes or measurements you might want to put on there, you can. That's what I always do. So there's my neck, and then going down, I have my Samsung Galaxy Watch. I really wish they kept the Pebble. I think they're coming out with the Pebbles again. They kept changing hands. It went to Fitbit, and now I think Google has it. And when it first came out, it was an e-screen, had like 7-day battery life, whereas this thing is only gets you about a day out of it. And it's pretty colors and everything, but the buttons on the Pebble and the fact that you can see it in the daytime is huge. So like when you're trying to pause and answer and reject phone calls, you can just do it without even looking. Just boop, turn it off, boop, next track, boop, whatever, turn the alarm off. Whereas this guy here, you gotta like maybe turn a dial and actually look and touch it. And it's just like you gotta redirect your eyes. It's like these days where they have all these touch screens and stuff on your cars. Like, cool, good idea, not necessarily. So I have my watch down here, and I have my headphones here. I'm not sure this table is big enough. I mean, we'll find out. And so this is my pens and flashlight necklace get up. So that's that and that. And then around my waist, I mean, you can already see there's a flashlight and these hooks and everything. My phone, because everybody has a cell phone. This is my it's a stand-in phone. I'm using my S23 Ultra right now to film this video, but this is my stand-in phone. It's an older phone, still Samsung, so that's my Samsung phone. And then for a while there, and I'm still kind of am, I like, it's called photogrammetry, It's where you can take several pictures and it generates a 3D image so that you can either print it up or just view it in like a 3D environment later. So what I ended up doing was I'm EDCing two phones like this, and I was EDCing this. This is actually an iPhone, which I don't fucking know iPhone. But cool thing about this iPhone here, it has LiDAR, like a grid of lights that you can't even see, but the camera can. So when you're doing your photogrammetry scans, it can actually, you know, put the objects into a 3D space much easier and faster than, you know, an Android phone can do. And then I end up, well, my daughter had her own phone, but then it died, so I ended up she's been using this for a while now. So she's been using the this is iPhone 12 Pro, I believe. So two phones, and then let's see what else we got. We have a couple flashlights because I couldn't decide if I wanted the thrower or the floodlight, so I ended up getting two. This one is about 4,000 lumens. Nitecore, it's more of a floodlight. I think this one's like 1,600 lumens, but it goes a little bit further than this one could. So I always keep these things on me all the time. They have like glass breakers in here, so in case you ever like, you know, need to open up a window violently, I guess you can do that kind of thing. And these suckers are actually brighter than your high beams of your car, so that's a pretty cool metric, right? So it has tactical kind of abilities. I 3D printed this little bracket here that allows it to dock both flashlights right here, you know, right next to my, not like I'm compensating for anything, but two flashlights, you know. So you have one and you have backup one, so two flashlights. So now we're actually up to 3 flashlights so far, so that's that. And then going around my waist here, let's see, we have these clips that I've 3D printed and designed for work. So I have a so that I can demonstrate, just, you know, soda carrier. I can have up to 4. I have 2 on this side, and I have 2 on this side. So that's always good to have. Well, for my line of work, for delivering pizzas. So I'll take that off. So we got these clips. They don't add a lot of weight. So these clips. And I guess this is connected to my belt, sort of. Well, this is probably closer to my belt. Is I keep a tether of electrical tape, because, you know, what are you doing with your life if you don't have a roll of electrical tape around you all the time? Really? So like, you like wire up some wires, tie up some wires, you know, fix random things. Maybe you might get a little cut or nick. Boom, you're back on the business. Right there you go. So I have electrical tape as a staple EDC. I end up going to Harbor Freight and I buy one of those big long rolls. So I use these things like water. Like, it doesn't really matter to me. I have like 10 more in backup. So always good to have electrical tape. And going down further, we have this tethered, you know, adjustable wrench. You know, it's good to have just for basic, you know, wrenching things, of course. I have a backup key for my lockbox at work in here, so always comes in handy. So there's a wrench, and then let's see here. Let's take this off. It's just the bracket that I made for 2 flashlights here, and then I have my double pouched phone carrier right here. And then in this little area here, I always EDC just basic nail clippers. These are full-size nail clippers. So the other thing too is always good to have the item on you at quick accessible. I see these people, they put all these 100 things in a little Altoids tin, so it's like, okay, that's cool and all, but like it takes you forever to grab that one or two things that you need. So it's always good if you can find a way to put it on you where you can get to it quick and easy, like that or like that. It's great. This is the belt that I have. So this is the phone case. Put that there. And having all my stuff on there, it's good to have a heavy duty utility belt. And this one's kind of neat where it actually works like a big zip tie. Just you can hear it. And then it locks it in and you push a button and it comes right out. So, zip tie belt. That's not the actual name, that's just kind of how it works. So, we have the belt, typical EDC. And then, even these pants, which I'm not taking them off for the video, are basically an EDC wear as well, because there's just so many pockets on here, so you can put all your crap on here. So kind of going from like left to right, as we can do on this one. Well, I guess you're right to left, my left to right. So I do kind of have sort of like an Altoids cans, but this is mainly for just like basic medicine and super glue. That's another thing. Besides having your electrical tape on you all the time, it's good to have a couple things of super glue. So that's what I got right in here. I got like a couple things of super glue, the caps, and then here I have some basic aspirin, Tylenol, ibuprofen. You know, you get headaches, whatever. Somebody else might get headaches. Oh, you want some ibuprofen? There you go. The super glue, turns out you can buy this stuff on eBay. It's I can't even say it. Maybe I'll put the word right here. It's an acrylate or something. It's a big word. Cyrus. Bleh. But you can buy this stuff on eBay for like 30 of them for like $5, or like 100 for $5, like dirt cheap. So turns out that where each one of these things worked out to be maybe less than 20 cents for one. So good thing about super glue is they used this stuff in the military back in the day for closing wounds. I think that's actually how it was actually initially used for, was for, you know, a medical purpose. And you know, you can use it for putting heads on top of cranes and, you know, crazy glue or whatever. So yeah, it's good for being super glue or closing wounds, what I use it for. So that's that right there. And then going over, I have my fourth flashlight. This is my fourth flashlight. This is actually rather new. Everything else so far I've been carrying for over a year plus. This one's kind of new. I had this for about a month now, and it's from a brand called Trustfire. And I mainly wanted it just because it had a laser, and it also has a UV feature. I guess you really can't see in this video, but it has laser, UV, regular flashlight, and then even has like a side light. So it has like a light here and has a light down here. Plus it has your laser. And cool thing about this one here is it has a magnetic base, and that come in handy a lot for like doing like work on your car at night. You can just stick it to something, and just so really it turned out to be better than I thought. So that's my fourth flashlight right there. And with these particular style cargos, they have like, I don't know what you call these things, your shin pocket. You have your normal pockets and you have like your other pockets. So, and then here I have a this is like a pen style screwdriver. So I have like 3 bits here, 3 bits here, and each bit has 2. So where that works out to be, and you just pop it out here, pop it in here, and you got yourself you know, handy dandy, like, you know, micro screwdriver. Plus it has a little magnet on the back here. So it's good for just picking up small screws if you need to do that. So that's my little pocket screwdriver there. And then I also have a little Knipex pliers. Opens up pretty wide for grabbing things. You know, pliers come in handy a lot. This can complement my my adjustables, where you can have a bolt in the back you can tighten down, or maybe a rounded pipe object. You can use something like this to get these curved jaws, so the flat ones. So that's that. And then coming over here, we have our Milwaukee. I'm not sure what it is. It's this brand number, or a model number. So it's called a fastback, Milwaukee fastback. So it's got this really neat, handy little quick action to pop it up here like this. Turns out it feels like a fidget tool, but don't use it like a fidget tool, because one day I was kind of fidgeting with this action, and I actually had my finger here and went not good. So that's when the electrical tape came in handy. I was able to butt myself up pretty quick. And I keep a supply of 100 blades next to my bed, so I'm almost changing these things out daily, because I'm just beating the heck out of them. So they come out really easy, and you can actually put a spare blade in there, which I actually never use, but because I have always put new ones in there anyway. But regardless, and there's a bottle opener, which I don't ever use because I don't drink beer or nothing. But in the back part, you have just a little screwdriver, double-sided screwdriver. So I do keep a Leatherman on me, and I'll show you in a second. But you know, when you need just a quick screwdriver, this is so much quicker and easy to deploy and use. And even your flathead can turn into like a little mini plier. I mean, it's not supposed to be used as a pry bar, but I've used it as a little bit of a pry bar. And it's got a liner lock to kind of like lock in that place. And there's a detent where it kind of like snaps in. It's not firmly locked in there, but you can get a little bit extra leverage if you need to do something like that. So that's my basic knife that I keep on me with some screwdrivers on it. So that's that. And then over here we have yet again another flashlight. And you're like, dude, why do you got so many fucking flashlights? I mean, you already got 1, 2, 3, 4. Why do you need a 5th flashlight? Well, actually, I've had this one before I had this one. This one was kind of like, I've already had this, and this one wasn't added before this, but regardless, this one is a Lumentop Ant-Man. And what's cool about this flashlight, it's actually not an LED flashlight, which there's a million LED flashlights out there, but it's actually LEP flashlight, emphasis P, for phosphorus, light excited phosphorus. There's actually a small laser in here that can shine back on itself on a little piece of phosphorus, and then it reflects forward, allowing you to have such a far throw light than can almost outdo any of these flashlights, to be honest with you. But it's so small and condensed, but for when you're trying to see a house number super far away, it's so much easier just to do one of these jobs, and you're not lighting up the whole house. So it's very like kind of stealthy like that. So, and this is actually a $200 flashlight, and the reason why I come up with that is because it's really a $100 flashlight. Although I lost the original, so I had to buy it again. So I spent $200 on this flashlight because I liked it, loved it that much. But you can probably find them now for maybe like $115, and they're coming down in price. But something so small that can throw so far is definitely great to have. So that's my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th flashlight. Like I said, I'm kind of like a flashlight nerd or flashlight-aholic. So that's going from left to right. Now in the right sort of pocket, I have my Leatherman. That's where I have like actual like needle nose pliers. And then if you're familiar with the Leatherman Wave series, I think there's like 17 different type of things. You have several blades on the outside, nail file. You have like a saw, so you can actually cut down like maybe like a 1 inch, 2 inch thick branch or something like that. And then in here you have like little mini scissors, which I've used that a lot. And then you have another double-sided flathead Phillips, but like I said, since it takes a little bit extra to get to this point here, I've already tightened up the screw or loosened it up by the time I get to this far here. So it's there. It's good. It's good to have. There's a bigger flathead in there, and then I think there's a small micro screwdriver here, and wire cutters, wire strippers. So yeah, there's my multi-tool Leatherman Wave. And then going even further down, let's see, I have my keys, and I have a few little things on here that I can show you. But I was keeping this next to my tape, so I had tape measure and tape on one thing, so that's kind of funny. And if I can somehow get it on there without having it risk popping off, like this thing wasn't designed to be on yourself every single day, all day long, so the connecting point actually failed. So, I mean, the reason why this thing works so well is because it actually this is actually like a key holder, but you can just pop it in like this, keeps that, you know, nice and secure. But in here, so I keep it in this one pocket right here. That's my tape measure. The first couple inches are getting wore out from using it so often, but this is a 9-foot tape measure to have on you all the time. So that way, if you're trying to figure out, you know, how big a piece of wood to cut or whatever, you can, or opening or however, you know, you name it, tape measure. So tape measure. Keys. I have, let's see here, you know, your car keys, your door house keys, your PO box keys. I have a key fob for my door at work. In here, oh look, a dime. In here I have a, I rarely use it, but it's good to have a backup. It's just a backup little box opener. So if you just need like an extra blade, right there, you got it. I have a specialized key for, I think it's like for bathroom doors if they're locked on you. I have a 2FA key for getting into my Google account. And then I have my backup Dropbox key right here for my at work. In here, this is actually pretty neat. This little pill looking thing here is actually almost like a full-size multimeter, believe it or not. So you can just turn it on there like that, and then you can see if there's a power in a line. You can check voltages in your car battery. I believe you can even check like wall current, something like with this. I'll double check on that one, but you can see if there is wall current. I know that much. But this thing was really cool, so it's good to have. This is a little multi-tool, and that's this big, so can't beat that. So that is my keys. And here I have some spare change, but whatever. And this side here, I have my little memo book. I've been writing down just the stuff like purchases and keeping track of my fuel economy and stuff. So a little memo book. And I have a lighter and some chapstick. There's people that have waterproof matches, things we can rub sticks together, magnifying glass, all these weird, crazy shit. Like, just keep a basic lighter on you. And then if you want to have like an additional, you know, waterproof matches or something like that, then you do that for like your second and third step. But why complicate something when you just be like, boom, it's done. So lighter. I don't even smoke, but it's good to have a lighter. And I do have lips, so I have chapstick. So it's winter time right now, so it's good to have chapstick for your lips. That's kind of like whatever. And then for work, I have my like pity change. That's like a $1 in change, where like if somebody wanted their 2 cents back or a nickel, I can just break out this. Wallet. I usually keep a couple extra lens wipes in here. No money. I don't keep fucking no money in here. But I do keep behind my ID. I have like some spare band-aids. You know, I mean, I know it's great. You can have electrical tape on your cut, but you know, why not have some like proper band-aids? Or if somebody needs a little cut, like boom, here you go. I got you back right there. So some band-aids. I have. I'm not going to show you my cards. This is my cards. This little card is to go with the my little multimeter. So a wallet. So it's a wallet, and I think that's about it. So yeah, this is my typical EDC, what I would carry with myself, on myself. And I'm going to try to do these videos about once a week going forward, and we'll see if any of this stuff changes, if it grows, if it shrinks. Probably going to grow, to be honest with you, but this is what I carry on me. So now I feel a bit lighter. That's what I got. So thanks for checking out the video. Have yourself a good one. Peace.